What is up, guys? It's me, Gary Car Guy, and today we are diving into one of the most thrilling cars Hyundai has ever made. This thing, the 2024 Hyundai Elantra N. Straight out of the box, the Elantra's 4-cylinder turbo will crank out 276 horsepower and 289 pound-feet of torque. And if you're wondering, the fuel efficiency on this car is 23 miles per gallon when you combine city and highway driving. And I know a few out there are saying, oh, well, that's not that fuel efficient. And yeah, maybe, but I've always seen the Elantra as kind of like a cheeseburger or a hamburger. It might be good for your body, but it's definitely good for your soul, especially when you hear how this thing can sound. I love the sound of the Elantra N when it's actually in N mode. That is one heck of a 4-cylinder mating call, and if you're wondering, it doesn't always sound like that. That is only when you put it into N mode and you rev it up a good little bit. Now, if you happen to live in an HOA or you just want to be a good neighbor in the morning, no worries. Don't put it into N mode, put it in one of the regular modes and then drive your way to work, so that way you can show up at the barbecue and not everybody will hate you. Now, as we move along the sides of the car, you won't be able to not notice the sleek and elegant design of the Elantra N. It really does set it apart from every other vehicle out there on the road. From aerodynamic lines down to the 19-inch rims and Michelin Pilot Sport tires, every inch of this car is for a little bit of show, but a lot more go. Speaking of the little bit of show, if you spend any longer than 3 seconds looking at the car, you're going to notice some exclusive N features. Obviously, the letter N shows up on the front, down the side, and even at the rear of the car. If you've actually seen my Ioniq 5 video, you're going to know that the N actually stands for Namyang and Nürburgring, where it was designed and then honed. Pretty cool. Now, we've already touched on a few of the go features like the powerful engine, the sticky tires, but something else is here at the rear, you're going to see the spoiler. It actually does help route air around the car, so at higher speeds, it is still very stable. And if you actually happen to pop the trunk, you're going to see something else. You see these red bars here are actually there to help stabilize the body and actually increase rigidity by 29%, so that way it can do its corner carving thing around a racetrack. By the way, guys, I am a real salesperson here in Orlando and I really do need to sell cars, so I figured since you watched my video, I'm gonna give you an extra $500 of video bonus cash. All you gotta do is click the link below with this video, make an appointment, and then come on in. Now, if you want $500 off on the car, you're gonna get it, or I can just cut you a check back for $500 and you can do whatever it is that you need to do with that money. So we got great selection, as you can see. You're gonna get great service from me and you're gonna get some of the best pricing in town. So if you're even remotely interested in a brand new car, you definitely need to let me know. Click that link, make the appointment, come in. That's it. But now that you know that, let's get back to the Elantra N. Stepping inside the Elantra N, it continues to impress. The interior blends sportiness with comfort, featuring bolstered sports seats that keep you snug during spirited drives, the driver-centric cockpit that puts everything within easy reach, and responsive infotainment system with a customizable digital dash. Space-wise, it actually has ample room for both cargo and also passengers, making it a practical choice for everyday driving as well as weekend adventures. Now, exclusive touches like contrast stitching and N-specific trim pieces elevate the interior ambiance, reminding you that this is no ordinary sedan. Now, if you will use your Elantra N as an everyday car, there are a few comfort features that I would like to mention. Now, from the outside, we already know that it sounds amazing, but on the inside, it's going to sound equally as good for whatever tunes you want to hear, because the Elantra N does bring Bose speakers. You do happen to have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto included in your Elantra N, but if you are in a weird dead spot with your phone sometimes, all you have to do for your navigation is use the factory navigation on this massive touchscreen as well. If you are regularly taking passengers, you will be happy to know that you also do have dual zone air conditioning, so that way you can cool down and warm up individual sides, so that way everybody is as comfortable as possible. Now, I want to focus on the steering wheel because you have a few buttons that aren't found in any other Elantra. And if you are in regular modes, the left button will allow you to change from your regular driving modes. That is going to be Eco, normal, and sport. So if you're just out for a nice little cruise around the city, you can choose whichever mode you want. But if you really want to wake up the car, you need to hit the right button, which is going to be your activation of the N mode. Now, I waited a little bit of time to tell you, but you have two transmission choices in the Elantra N. The first one is going to be the one I'm showing you, the 8-speed dual clutch transmission. So that way, if you want to shift up and down like a Formula 1 race car driver, you definitely can. But if you're a purist and want to stick with the 6-speed manual, you can do that too. And if you have N mode activated, not only can you quickly shift up through the gears, but you can actually smoothly shift down through the gears because you actually do have the rev matching in N mode activated. And the last button I want to talk about is the big red button that says NGS. It stands for N Grin Shift. What it does is allow 20 seconds of overboost and I think about 10 extra horsepower. Think of it as a push to pass. So again, if you're trying to pass somebody on the outside of the main straight, you push NGS and you're gonna have a little bit of extra power to do what you need to do and get around them. And once you're actually in N mode, you can actually customize the entire N mode as well. You can customize the steering feel. You can even customize the amount of traction control, the electronic limited slip differential, any little thing to help performance on the track you can do in your own personal N mode. So if you wanted to do launch control, you can actually tell it what revs to rev up in launch control. And not only can you personalize the track capability of the car, you can kind of personalize the car itself, and one of my favorite features to highlight that is the ambient lighting. The ambiance is changed dramatically with the inclusion of ambient lighting, and personally, I like to leave it connected to drive mode, so that way I'm in eco or normal, it'll be a nice muted interior lights. But the second I put it into sport or N mode, the entire light strip for the ambient lighting turns into that red, letting you know you're about ready to get down to business. And you can actually customize it further than just 2. You can actually select up to 64 different color combinations on the color wheel. So if you're not really feeling red and you're feeling more of a purple or a green, you can make it whatever custom mode you like. And so guys, those are some of the coolest features on the 2024 Hyundai Elantra N. And no, I didn't talk about every single little detail of the car because it would take way too long and I'm too fun for that. But if you like these videos, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to hit the little bell notification so you can know the second the newest video is dropped if you happen to like these videos. But until next time, I'm Miguel, your car guy, and I'll see you soon.